back, everybody. Northland basketball, good stuff for you. Good stuff. Tonight, big matchup on the radio and throughout the state. Some great matchups going on. Doesn't matter where you're at. There's going to be some great basketball across the state of Arizona. When you're talking about Division III, it just doesn't get any better than what you've got in front of you tonight. Welcome back, everybody, to Alchesay High School. And tonight's Northland basketball broadcast, it's presented by Sports Zone Radio. And here tonight at Alchesay High School, what a great matchup we've got for you here in what is essentially the first round of the playoffs. The Alchesay Falcons have earned a home date tonight against the Window Rock Fighting Scouts. And the Scouts are in town. They're warming up right now. Alchesay has gone through the paces for a little bit here, and coming up in just a bit, the start of action at Chief Alchesay Activity Center. Welcome, everybody. My name is Floyd Simmons, and I'm joined now by the head coach of Alchesay, Kyle Goklish, joining us. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Well, Coach, there's going to be a lot of drama out here tonight, like there always is. I would imagine a great game. One of the elements is that you've already played Window Rock. You played them right here at your place, and it went really well for Alchesay that night. You got a pretty sizable victory over a good team from the north over there. Tell us about that night. Look back on that victory.
Well, we played them January 3rd on a Saturday. It was a very exciting game, up and down. We got off to a good start, especially the third quarter. I think we started off with a 10-0 run, playing really good team defense and passing the ball well. And we hope to do the same thing tonight, is tighten up our defense and keep the ball moving. And I think we're at our best when the ball is moving.
Talking with head coach Kyle Goklish of the Alchesay Falcons, folks, and they're getting ready to take on the Window Rock Fighting Scouts. It's do or die time now. It's single elimination tournament basketball. You win and you keep playing, and of course the ultimate goal is to get to the Valley of the Sun and play 3 big games down there. The third would be a championship game and win a title. So what do you feel like your Falcons are right now at this point of the season? Always as a coach, you're trying to get your team ready for the playoffs and bring them kind of on a crescendo upward. You want them playing their best basketball right now. Where are the Falcons?
Well, we struggled there a little bit towards the end. We had 2 tough games against Blue Ridge and Holbrook. And I think the silver lining for us in missing that section tournament is we had 1 whole week to get ready. Basically 6 practices, and the boys are anxious, wanting to play a game. And so I think that's the silver lining for us. We got to work, get back to basics, work on offense and defense, just the little things that can turn out big in the end.
Hey, in your time as the head coach of the Falcons, is this not true? Is this the first time your team hasn't made the section tournament?
Yeah, I've been here 6 years, and this is the first year we missed it. And we finished 5th in the section, so this was the first year. And as a head coach, that was first for me, first experience. Usually we're playing through the week and then getting ready for the state tournament, but this time we had the whole week to get ready.
Okay, so you're looking ahead to the state tournament, but you got to take care of business tonight, and you're gonna have to do that against a guy that you know a little bit, the head coach on the other side, the guy that leads the Fighting Scouts now, taking over this year as their head coach after several successful seasons, including a state championship at Holbrook, is Raul Mendoza, their head coach. And you know him well because you got to play for him in high school, didn't you?
Yeah, that's true. I played for him 4 years, and he'll have his team ready. They're going to play tough defense, and he's very disciplined. And I know Coach Mendoza, what his pregame speeches are like before the game, at halftime, and after the game. So I know he'll have his team mentally ready and mentally focused, and I think that's one of his strong points. And as you brought out, he led Holbrook to a state title a few years back, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been there. He's been on the big stage, certainly with the Roadrunners, and he's also had just a great career with other teams. Window Rock, this is the second time he's been the head coach at Window Rock. He coached right here at Alchesay for several years, and Coconino, and I don't know, the resume is pretty good for Coach Mendoza. He's been around. What kind of things then did you learn from him? And if you were to say, well, this is an aspect of my coaching that resembles him, what would you say about that?
Well, I think one of the things that I took from Coach Mendoza was just his demeanor. He never gets too high, never too low, and
he seems like the kind of coach. He seems like the kind of guy that does his coaching in practice, and when it comes time to play in a game, you don't see him get too over the top intense. He's not too overheated. It almost feels like he's already taking care of business, and the guys know what is expected.
I think the expression goes, he teaches in practice, and then he coaches out in the game. So that's, I think, one of his strong points. He's really calm, not too high, not too low, and he really knows how to communicate with his players, and he means business. If you're not focused, he'll let you know. And his best discipline is that bench right there.
Yeah, so, well, that's John Wooden said the same thing, didn't he?
Yep.
John Wooden didn't like to punish guys by making them do extra laps and sprinting or whatever. He felt like conditioning should be something guys looked forward to, not a punishment.
And that's the thing that I picked up from him is he introduced that here at Alchesay when he was here, the John Wooden Pyramid of Success.
Yeah.
And at the very top of the pyramid is all the coaches ever ask is just give your best every time you're out there on the court, no matter what it is, in life or on the court. And that's one of the things I remember Coach Mendoza.
We're talking with Kyle Goklish, the head coach of Alchesay, getting ready for the big game tonight here at Alchesay Activity Center. And Coach, give me 2 or 3 keys that the Falcons need to succeed in tonight to win the basketball game.
I think number one for us, we got to play team defense. Hands up, cut the passing lanes off, and stopping penetration. From our last game, I know that there's a couple players on Window Rock's team who penetrate very well and kick out, so we're going to have to contain that penetration, playing good team defense. Number 2, I think we got to get off to a good start. We can't afford to fall behind 6-0, 8-0. And the third thing, I think we just got to make our free throws down the stretch. I think that's been one of our Achilles heels, is trying to finish games this year. And we got to do those 3 things, and I think we'll give ourselves a chance here at the end.
All right, Coach. Hey, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Look forward to the big game tonight. There's Kyle Goklish, the head coach of the Alchesay Falcons. Stand by, everybody. We'll continue on getting you ready for the game tonight here in White River. Stand by. Northland Basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Fast enough?
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So Super Steve means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense. Fast enough?
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
And we get a chance now to talk to the other head coach. We talked to Kyle Goklich a moment ago, and now here's a guy who knows Kyle very well, and he's the head man of Window Rock, Coach Raul Mendoza. Hey, Coach, how are you?
Fine.
Always good to see you.
Likewise.
Always good, and now I get to see you wearing the blue and the different shades of blue that the Fighting Scouts have. Coach, how's the first year been back at Window Rock High School?
It's been a lot of changes, and it was kind of hard to fight against I guess you could say it was difficult as far as making the transition. And it was still in the process of making the transition.
Always. Change is just tough, isn't it?
Yeah,
Anywhere you go, anytime it happens.
It is.
Well, Coach Mendoza, I want to certainly dive into talking about your team and the game here tonight, but I've got to ask you about that amazing complex, that amazing facility that you get to coach in and your team gets to play at in Window Rock with the first year that it's open, right, this season. And tell me about playing in. You know, the name escapes me, but tell me about your facility in Window Rock.
Well, it's a great facility. We have probably one of the top as far as facilities in the state. You know, I don't think Chinley has a nice one, Gannett has a nice one, but ours is the way it's designed, the way it is. I was telling Coach Sanchez here that the lighting is great over there. Here is kind of dark, and Chinley is kind of dark. You know, in other words, the lighting's not that, but I don't know what it is. The way it was designed, it's just nice. You know, it's really nice and so it's really something that I don't know if kids realize it or not, but we have a great facility.
Well, good stuff, and that's, of course, we get to play your basketball. You had a good year. A team, I think that you got kind of a slow start this year with the Scouts, but you ended up through the regular season anyway. You got the top seed in the Section 1 basketball tournament up there by just putting together kind of a consistent year.
Well, like I said, we were inconsistent from the beginning, you know, because of a lot of the changes that we were trying to make, but we're very fortunate that we were able to play well, and I think that we had one loss in the sectional play, and then that was Tuba City, but then Tuba got beat, and then so we basically wound up having the number 1 seed, which was nice, and then we had an opportunity to win the sectionals, but we got beat by Chinley Saturday night.
In a great game, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
All right. Well, Coach, I know you got to go, so let me just looking ahead to the game tonight. What do you expect? What do you expect to see from the Falcons? What do you have to do? What do the Fighting Scouts have to do to come out with a win tonight?
We're going to have to play solid defense. That's our biggest concern. If we play good defense, we're a good team, and we have to be really consistent on what we do on offense as far as. I guess more than anything else, it comes down to controlling the tempo. Last time I think we played them here, they ran their tempo and we weren't able to control our tempo. So basically they wound up coming on top. So tonight I hope we want to control the tempo of the game through our defense and be able to control as far as having running our offense and be patient. I think that's our biggest problem. I think at times when we're patient, we're a good team. When we're not, we have problems. So hopefully we'll be patient tonight and be able to execute.
Coach, we wish you the best. Thanks for spending some time, and we look forward to maybe a discussion after the game as well, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Raul Mendoza, the head coach of Window Rock. The Fighting Scouts are in town here in White River, and we'll get you ready for the game. Coming up next, the opening tip just moments away. Stand by. This is Northland Basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So Super Steve means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
The Alchesay Activity Center for tonight's big game. Welcome, everybody. Floyd Simmons, Derek Simmons of SportsZone123.com now joins me. And Derek, you look out on the floor, you survey the situation. You've seen both of these basketball teams. I think there are very few guys out there qualified to give as reasonable an analysis as to what to expect tonight. And so I would ask you, in front of the home Alchesay fans, what do you expect to see in tonight's matchup?
Well, I think it's going to be the same as you might expect. These guys played last time. Fast-paced, high intensity, a lot of crowd involvement. And this game ended in an Alchesay win. I think it was maybe a 7 or an 8-point win for Alchesay. And I think that's a fair estimate, of what to expect. Again, they're very evenly matched in size and speed. But I think Alchesay is maybe a 7 or an 8-point favorite going in. But you can never count out Coach Mendoza and the quality of basketball he puts on the floor every single night.
So, Derek, it's the playoffs now. It's either win or watch the rest of the season from your easy chair or by listening at home somewhere on SportsZone123.com, on our website or on our mobile app. And clearly these teams, a victory means a lot to either one here. If you're Window Rock, you don't travel all that distance without giving everything you got to get a victory. Talk about, in your opinion then, now, you're not that far removed from being a competitor at the high school level in sports. You didn't play basketball, but you played competitively football and baseball, won a state championship in both of those sports, Derek, so you know what it's like to go to the highest extreme. What would you say is going through the hearts and minds of these players on both these teams right now as they get set to do, and some of them as seniors will play their final basketball game in high school ever right here on this floor tonight? What's going through their minds?
Well, I think it's just the anticipation. You're waiting for the game to start, and here we are. We're less than a minute away from the announcement of both teams. I think it's more than anything. It's just about let's get this game going. your emotions are high and your adrenaline is high and you're just ready for the game to start.
And we are as well. We're ready for this game to start. Thank you, Derek Simmons of SportsZone123.com. You can see his handiwork. In addition to providing the great analysis that he gives us here during our broadcasts, Derek also provides the very best online content you're going to find. The photography, the Facebook content, you don't want to miss it. Look for us on the Facebook at the Sports Zone magazine. You can find us on the Facebook there, and of course our website is sportszone123.com.
Triple threat high school sports coverage, radio, TV, internet, only at Power 95.7.
Window Rock right now.
Also in the starting lineup for the Window Rock Scouts, number 22, Jacob Emerson. Also in the starting lineup, number 33, Myron Wanika. And finally, the fifth starter tonight, number 44, Trent Long.
So he just introduced
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for
a
the
Window Rock.
Alchesay
We'll give you a couple
Falcons,
that we missed.
wearing number board, a guard forward, a junior, Blake Lupi. He'll be joining the starting lineup of white room number 11, a guard, a senior, Rashawn Stover. And from Kenyon Day, number 32, a forward, a senior, Cody Kendall. And finally from Norfolk, number 44, a forward, a senior, Sace Velasquez. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will please rise, we will have the national anthem, and I would like to call on Candice DeClay to sing it for us. Please stand.
Wonderful job on the national anthem here at Alchesay High School. The opening tip is 1 minute away. Stand by for this timeout. We'll begin Northland basketball right after this. Presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Small town.
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSL-orator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So Super Steve means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
537-0500.
With just under 5 minutes on the clock here in the first period. Teams tied at 4 apiece. Alchesay hosting Window Rock. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio, folks, and listening live and local on Power 95.7 Hot FM. Brought to you by Cable One. And out there on the floor, while the Scouts are trying to work the ball inside, Chickaway trying to get into the basket. And somebody was called for 3 seconds. So lane violation. The Scouts will give it up. The Falcons will have the ball. And here comes Sace Velasquez. Not called on very often to bring the ball up up the floor, but he does, showing his ball handling skills. Off for a moment, then he got it stolen. He got his pocket picked for a moment. The Scouts had it, but Rashawn Stover steals it right back. Falcons moving, running to the basket, and the fingertip roll is good off the glass. Rashawn Stover, his second basket of the day. Halfway point here of the first period. There's a drive, a kick out, and the Fighting Scouts will have the ball. So the Falcons have the lead, 6-4. Feed inside, Chickaway has it, working that low baseline. He got a shot off the glass, and he also drew a foul. And that might have gone against Stover. And it does go against Rashawn. And I think that's his second personal foul. The board says 2 team fouls and only 1 on Rashawn. And maybe that's the case. I thought a moment ago, no, it was Chad Amos, sorry, a while ago that got that first foul. Here's a 3-point play completed by Brandon Chickaway. Chickaway has 5 of the 7 points in the game for just trying to check something here. DeMarco Slick coming into the game. The ball get thrown out of bounds, and the Falcons will give it up. Winderuck has the ball. Trying to mention that Chickaway, who gets the feed now, kicks it out for the Scouts. He has 5 of their 7 points. Now he'll tip the ball out of bounds, trying to get a rebound. I think the Falcon fans saw what I thought I saw, which is that the last guy that touched it was Chickaway, but they'll give it to the Scouts. Inbound, shot blocked. Chickaway, rebound, tipped out, and the Scouts 5. Kobe Emerson has the ball at the top of the key for Winderuck. And he's going to get called for a carry. Yeah, he tried to slow his pace down a little bit. He was thinking about a bounce pass down low, and he kind of pulled that ball up about shoulder height. And then it's a dribbling again, and the official standing right here next to the play called him for the carry. And same call I think anybody else would have made. It's a good call. Turnover. Falcons have the ball. Comes into backcourt, and just into the game, handling the basketball. It's a new player out there on the floor. The Falcons going to check it for you here in a moment. Doesn't appear on our roster. And a drive to the hoop will come up fruitless. DeMarco Slick on the drive, and he is called for a travel. 7-6, that's our score. Winderuck a slim lead here at Alchesay. First round of the playoffs, and a steal. Clendon stole it, and then it was stolen right to the hoop. Chickaway, he travels for Winderuck. Falcon fans, you can hear their approval. Their approval of the turnover. And now Chickaway coming out of the game for the Scouts. Dylan Begay will replace him out on the floor. Begay out there, he joins Kobe Emerson. Also, Eric Sloan has recently checked into the game for Winderuck. Myron Wanika is out on the floor, and so is Shamond Goodman. Now the Falcons working against man-to-man defense. Great pass underneath, but the defense then collapsed down on the shooter. I thought for a second there that Blake Lupe was going to have a wide open shot at the glass, but good defense to get there. A foul is called, but I think you got to give credit to Dylan Begay for some help defense there for the Scouts. Begay gets his first foul of the day. Blake Lupe gets free throws, and the first one is good. 2 shots coming up. Blake Lupe at the line, he dips and he delivers. The shot is good. 2 for 2 at the line for Blake. 8-7. Falcons retake the lead. This one going back and forth early on. 2:22 on the clock, second quarter. Ball at the top. Scouts have it. They're going to swing it to the right side. Sylvester Begay came into the game and handles the ball, gets rid of it off the left side. Goodman has it. Now a feed to the high post. Kick out, back right side. Patient Winderuck team trying to find a passing lane. Now to the high post. Spin move. Nope, travel called. Ball came into Myron Wanika. He was going to his right. He planted. shuffled back the other direction, and the official said that he moved that pivot foot before he put the ball on the ground. So the Scouts give it up. Falcons have possession and a 1-point lead, 8-7. Here comes in and running to the basket. Kick out right side. Chad Amos for three. Missed it. Air ball. Rebound. Put back. Good. And it's good for Blake Loopy. First field goal of the day for Blake. He has 4 points on those two previous free throws. Now the Scouts are going to try it, move quickly. Baseline, floater. The jump shot is no good. It's a scramble for it. That was Biguet that missed it. And up with it. Here come the Falcons with the basketball. They're running. Now they'll pull it out. Slow it down a little bit. Blake Loopy. Kick out. Sace Velasquez for three. Sace missed it. Rebound. Stover. Turnaround off the glass. That was a pretty 8-footer. That was a good-looking shot by Rashawn Stover with 1:14 left here in the first period and a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Stand by, everybody. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Triple threat high school sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
We know at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Plus, you can pick your smartphone with us.
Out on the floor and in Scouts. The Fighting Scouts work underneath. A lot of contact on a miss by Dylan Biguet. No call made there. Biguet comes, no, he's going to stay out on the floor. Let's see who came out for the Scouts. Wanika comes out. Replacing him is Brandon Chickaway, back out on the floor for Window Rock. But anyway, off that, Falcons try to run the floor, and they get called for a travel. So ball back into the hands of Window Rock. And a steal. 2-on-1 for the Falcons. Up the floor. And that was a nice finish by DeMarco Slick. He did the work all by himself. Final 35 seconds here the first period. The Falcons developing a lead. They have doubled up Window Rock now, 14-7 in front of the home fans. Window Rock wants to shake it up a little bit. Sylvester Biguet comes out. Kobe Emerson, one of the starters, comes back out onto the floor for the Scouts, and they'll handle the ball here. 22 seconds remain in the first period. Emerson way out top. Falcons, I'm trying to see it. Looked like a zone, but I think they're actually playing a man set, and they'll steal the ball. Boy, the Falcons have done a great job. They have done a great job defensively in the first quarter on Window Rock, holding them to 7 points. But they've made a couple of mistakes of their own, and there's one there. There's a travel called. It might have been Amos. No, it wasn't Amos. We'll check it for you in a moment. One of those mystery guys whose number doesn't match my roster. And Fighting Scouts trying to work with the ball in final seconds. Unable to get a shot away, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. No shot attempt. Stand by, everybody. Alchesay leads Window Rock at the end of one. It's 14-7. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio. Back right after this.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So super speed means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
To the second quarter now, and to start this period, Alchesay is going to have the basketball. Window Rock wants to come and pressure the inbound pass at midcourt, and they'll do that. Falcons get it into Rashawn Stover. That was able to identify the missing roster player for the Falcons, wearing jersey number 4. That's Raekwon Alchesay. Here's the inbound. Here's the move to the basket. Shot up, no good. Blake Loopy misses. Window Rock running with the rebound up the floor. And great adjustment in midair. What a nice shot. Shamond Goodman, his first points of the day. Cuts the Alchesay lead down to 5 now, but he was floating in the air. Somehow he was able, as he was moving toward the basket on the baseline, floating in air, he was able to hold on to it just in that last second before he came down to the ground. He let it go, and it rolled up and good. Falcons with a move to the basket inside. That's Clendon working inside. And he got tripped up and fouled on the way. Cody Clendon, 2-shot foul on the way for Cody. First foul of the day on Kobe Emerson. So stepping to the line is Clendon. He'll step up and drain the first one. First point of the day for Cody. Right in front of our location, one of those scout players checks in to the game. That's Chad Myron who comes into the game. I believe the first time we've seen Chad today. And on the rebound, a whistle. It might have been a jump ball. I don't see a foul indicator. By the way, team fouls. Window Rock has 3. Alchesay with 2 fouls. As we get this second quarter underway, Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio. My name is Floyd Simmons here on the play-by-play call. You're listening live and local in the White Mountains on Power 95.7 Hot FM. It's brought to you by Cable One. Second quarter underway. Standing at the free throw line is Kobe Emerson. First foul of the day a moment ago on Cody Clendon. A shooting foul for Emerson. First try, no good. He's a little short off the front iron. Second one rolls around. He missed that one as well, but the Scouts got the rebound. Falcons overran it. You know how that happens when it kind of bounces around out there on the iron. You're the guy inside, you jump, and the ball doesn't come down. So the Scouts got the ball, but they will lose it. Couldn't control it. Goes out of bounds. Falcon basketball with 6:53 left here in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, the NPC halftime reports. Cés Velasquez dribbles between the legs, kicks out. Chad Amos drives to the hoop. Power move by Amos. Chad got the points. First basket of the day for Chad Amos. Falcons lead 17-9. Here's a feed on the baseline. A little one-hander goes up. It's no good for Window Rock. Working down there is Trent Long. And Trent comes up a little short. Can't get the shot to go. Tipped out of bounds. Falcons touched it. Window Rock will inbound. It's tipped away. Bad pass. Emerson just threw a bad pass to his teammate. And the Falcons will go 2-on-3 up the floor. And a floater in the paint. Wonderfully done by Rashawn Stover. Rashawn has 8 points in the game. And that elicits a timeout out there on the floor. That timeout will take us to the 6:18 mark here. Window Rock leads, or rather Alchesay leads by 10. Stand by through the break. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Small.
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
For a place with the best quality work? We'll search no more.
Well, the Alchesay Falcons are pouring it on. Window Rock asked for a timeout, but it hasn't really served them well. The Falcons got a big 3 out of Blake Loopy just a moment ago, out of the timeout. Now a steal, and the Falcons will control. The ball goes out of bounds underneath the Window Rock basket, tipped last by the Scouts. So on the offensive end of the floor for Alchesay, they will inbound the ball. They run a play. Here comes in Clendon with the pass inside. No, shot missed. Actually, that was Clendon who caught the pass, but he couldn't make the shot. Alchesay's lead is 22-9. 22-9, they lead Window Rock. Emerson working, dishing, floater, baseline right side, no good for the Scouts. And the rebound comes down to Alchesay. So it's all going the Falcons' way. You know, they led at the end of the first quarter 14-7, and now in the second quarter they have outscored the Scouts 8-2. And, you know, after a miss, they got a rebound. Here's another three that goes up, add to the point total. And look who gets it, Rashawn Stover, a big three. Stover a three. He's got 11 points, and that brings out yet another timeout. Another timeout on the floor. Stand by, everybody. 4:52 till halftime. And Alchesay's pouring it on 25-9. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Triple threat high school sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Proudly supports.
Hey folks, did you know that Tate's Auto Center of Gallup, Holbrook, Winslow, and Show Low has the best selection of used cars and trucks around, with many priced under $12,000? They're the number one dealer in the Four Corners area and have the largest selection of new and pre-owned cars. That's Tate's Auto Center. Will they double your tax refund? Yes, they will, up to $2,000 at Tate's. Say welcome back here, everybody. And the Fighting Scouts will attempt a long three in the left corner coming out of the timeout, but no go there for them. Boy, I tell you, it's like somebody put a lid on the basket for the Scouts. They haven't been able to do much of anything. They have been outscored here in the second quarter, 11-2, but now they come up with a steal. Falcons try to work it inside, pass in the paint, stolen by Kobe Emerson. He'll take it up the floor, dribble through the legs, kick out, and a three on the way. That shot was ill-advised and not good. It's an air ball, as a matter of fact, and I think the Falcons might have tipped it out of bounds. A shot missed by Myron Wanika. Falcons will inbound. No, excuse me, that's the Scouts' ball. Inbound, it comes, and a little shot on the baseline, about a 10-footer that rolled around, and it finally fell for Jacob Emerson, his first points of the game. Falcons are running, though, and they're finishing as well. I'm telling you, man, they are getting it done out there, and here's another basket for DeMarco Slick. You know, it's hard not to make a reference to his name because of the way he shoots. It's often very slick. The Falcons with a steal. They're running. Stover dumps it back behind him. No good on the shot attempt. DeMarco Slick with the rebound and the putback, a turnaround from about 12 feet out. Slick gets the shot. 6 points in the game for DeMarco. And look at this lead for Alchesay, 29-11. Here's a team that was not happy to miss the section tournament, and it looks like they have really come out fired up to get something done and prove something to people. Steal, Falcons running, Rashawn Stover finishing, timeout taken on the floor. Just like that. 3:15 till halftime, a 20-point lead for the Falcons. Stand by, everybody. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Year and save up to 15%.
Alchesay Falcons here in the second quarter can seem to do no wrong. Their lead over Window Rock is now 31-11, a 20-point advantage, and yet another steal. Wow, what defense. Blake Loopy up the floor, takes it himself, and he comes up just a little short. Rebound Window Rock, can't make the follow. They get it again, and then Blake Loopy on the way back up will get fouled. Loopy to the free throw line. The Falcons firmly in control here in this second quarter. Going back on who's leading the way, Rashawn Stover has now 13 points in the game. There was that big three a moment ago by Rashawn. Blake Loopy at the line now to try to add to his personal total, which sits at 7 right now, but he'll miss the first free throw. But so far, 7 points for Loopy. Make it 8 points, makes the second free throw. And a big lead, a 21-point Falcon lead, their biggest so far of what has been a pretty monumental half of basketball for them. Feed inside, comes in for the Scouts to the high post. And whistle. And whistle goes against the Falcons. Let's check it for you. Well, we're not going to check it. There's a three on the way, a big three. And that three is going to go to the credit of number 22, Jacob Emerson. Emerson nails it. And a three on the way for the Falcons. That's no good.
Easton Lister coming in for the Falcons. Also number 32, Cody.
All right. Ball going to belong to Window Rock after a missed Falcon shot. 2:21 on the clock here in the second quarter. The NPC halftime report is on the way in just a bit. Working out at the top of the key. Emerson with it. Here's a three on the way. That shot is no good. Rebound. Falcons have it. Pull-up jump shot. That will miss from the left baseline. Easton Lister came into the game, and Lister missed his shot attempt over on that far left side. Window Rock working with it in the paint. Pull-up jump shot. Little one-hander. That is up, and it's good. Good elevation by Kobe Emerson, and then he got the shot. And by the way, that's his first field goal of the day. He's got 2 points. Now a turnover by Alchesay. So all of a sudden, the Falcons are starting to get the fumble fingers out there with the basketball. 1:25 left in the first half. Pull-up jump shot. Emerson has it, maybe partially blocked, missed. Rebound, miss again, and Emerson has it, and a putback good for Window Rock. Emerson, 2 back-to-back field goals on trips down the floor. Now the Falcons have it. Out right side. Pull up, 3 on the way. That shot is no good. Rebound to Window Rock. They'll push the ball into front court. Left side, and now out to Emerson. A 3, and he wasn't very close to the mark on that. Emerson missed the shot. He got a little bit of razzing from the fans here. Falcon basketball. They've got the ball with 53.6 seconds left here in the half. 32-18 the score. 14-point Falcon lead. Inbound. It comes into Raekwon Kose. Raekwon working with the ball out there on the perimeter. I think, Raekwon might be a guy who just got called up from the JV squad. Very quick. Looks like he's probably a pretty good ball handler. Handles it now for a moment. Now to Blake Loopy, and a timeout. Timeout taken by Alchesay with 26.8 seconds remaining here in the first half. That is a 30-second timeout called by head coach Kyle Goklish and the Falcons. He wants to retool things for this final go before we go into the locker room for the intermission. Gives us a chance to mention to you again our little message from our friends at Tate's Auto Center. How about those locations, huh? You can stop in to any Tate's location, Gallup, Holbrook, Winslow, or inside the Sholo Auto Mall. At Tate's, they remind you, don't fall for the gimmicks. The numbers don't lie. Tate's is number one for a reason. Check them out online at shoptates.com or visit their special website, tatessale.com, for a list of incredible deals and used vehicles priced under $12,000. Tate's Auto Center. Here's the inbound for the Falcons. 25 seconds now remaining in the half. Alchesay 32, Window Rock 18. It's Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio. And Rashawn Stover working in the paint, drives, came up short, but look at this. The Scouts get, or rather the Falcons get the rebound. They have just been dominating really most of this half. Blake Loopy working with it, 7 seconds, 5 seconds now. Off to Raekwon, and now to Blake Loopy, who just lets one fly from about 10 feet past the line. Had a little more time, I think, than he thought, but he heard the countdown coming from the sideline, and he thought, I better just get rid of this one. That was a very long three, and he missed it wide left. And that's how the first half is going to come to an end. The first round of the playoffs are underway, and we are at Alchesay. A very successful first half for the Falcons. The score 32-18. Alchesay leads Window Rock. Stand by, everybody. Take a timeout. Come on back with the NPC halftime report right after this. Northland basketball is presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Is your windshield...
Fast enough?
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSL-orator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So Super Steve means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Sholo and Snowflake.
First round of the state basketball playoffs coming up later on. We'll have an update on some scores going on from around the rest of the states. Welcome here, everybody, to the Chief Alchesay Activity Center. My name is Floyd Simmons, and I welcome you to the Northland Pioneer College halftime reports. Northland basketball is presented to you by Sports Zone Radio. Out there on the floor, very, very successful first half for the Falcons. They lead 32-18. But you know, if there's anything we have learned from this year in basketball, whether it's on the boys' side or the girls' side, it is simply this. You might have a big double-digit halftime lead in your game, and it just almost seems like it's never safe. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, in one game earlier this year, I think it was the Holbrook Lady Roadrunners had a 19-point halftime lead over Winslow, if I'm not mistaken, only to lose that game in the final moments. And here this lead is 14 for Alchesay over Window Rock. Yeah, you know, if I'm Kyle Goklish, the head coach of the Falcons, if I'm that team, I'm not breathing easy yet. I'm not taking anything for granted, especially that team. A disappointment for them in that they did not finish high enough in the standings for the section to make the section tournament. But it shows you how good they are and how tough the section is. In spite of that, they still got the home seed here for the first round of the state basketball tournament. Okay, more on that in a minute. Also want to talk about the Show Low Cougars and the big controversy about Show Low tonight as they take on their opponent to open up the first round of the playoffs. They're taking on Kingman Academy. That game going on right now at Cougar Gymnasium, but they're playing without their best player, Sean Potter. And if Show Low can get the win tonight, they're going to keep on playing without Sean Potter. He is no longer a part of that team. He's been ruled ineligible by the AIA. I'm going to talk to you about what that is all about here in just a bit in case you don't know. Give you the numbers from the first half. The Falcons, a comfortable 32-18 lead. They are led by Rashawn Stover. Naturally, Rashawn is the guy that's going to lead them in scoring most of the time. He had a big first half. 13 points for Rashawn. Also 8 first half points for Blake Loopy. 6 points for DeMarco Slick. 2 points for Sace Velasquez. 2 points for Chad Amos. And 1 point for Cody Clendon. The Fighting Scouts are led by Shamond Goodman. Shamond has so far hit the only 3 of the game for Window Rock. He has 5 points overall. Also 5 points for Brandon Chickaway. 4 points for Kobe Emerson. 2 points for Jacob Emerson. And 2 points for Trent Long. And that is what it looks like so far. All right, stand by, everybody. Take a timeout. When we return, more of the Northland Pioneer College halftime reports coming up right after this.
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
Fast enough?
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSL-erator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So Super Steve means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
Falcons hosting Window Rock. The score here 32-18. And want to let you know that coming up, our broadcast schedule for the week includes tomorrow night girls basketball. Guess what? We're making that trip. Sports Zone Radio making that trip. Going to go to Monument Valley tomorrow. That's right. Go to Kayenta, home of the Mustangs. And tomorrow night in girls basketball, the Mustangs will host Round Valley. So if you're a Round Valley fan, if you are a fan of basketball in general, we invite you to join us on the radio. Join us online at sportszone123.com. Join us on the mobile app, the Sports Zone Radio mobile app. Join us for tomorrow's broadcast. We will be at Monument Valley. And then Friday, we are following the Snowflake Lobos, and we have finally figured out where they're going to play, regardless of who they play. Looks like they're going to have a rematch with the Winslow Bulldogs on Friday. But either way, if Winslow should not come out victorious tonight, Snowflake will play the team that Winslow is playing tonight. I'll have that for you in a second. I'll look at my bracket. But Snowflake on Friday, the boys, will have them at Payson. That's actually a 5 o'clock game. Let you know that. We had thought initially that might be a 6 o'clock start like these other first-round games have been, but that's not the case. Not the case. Snowflake will start at 5 o'clock, so we'll be on there at 4:30 from Payson on Friday. And then Saturday, it's another girls matchup that we'll have for you on the radio on Power 95.7 Hot FM in the White Mountains. And but we don't know where that game's going to be. We're going to have to wait for the outcome of tomorrow's games before we can determine what Saturday is going to look like. So we do know that tomorrow we're at Monument Valley, and Friday we're at Payson, and that's going to be the Snowflake boys on Friday. And, of course, then next week we'll follow teams from Section 1 and Section 4, teams from the White Mountains and the Navajo Nation into the state playoff, and we'll have a lot of action coming up next Thursday, Friday, Saturday from the Gila River Arena down in the Valley of the Sun. So do join us for all of that here at Sports Zone Radio. Well, we're running out of time here in the half, and before the second half starts, I want to bring on SportsZone123.com's Derek Simmons. Hey, Derek, how you doing?
Not too bad. This is a great game, especially if you're an Alchesay fan.
I want to talk to you about the game in a moment, but I want to get just a quick opinion. We don't have much time here, so you're going to have to really wrap it up pretty tight. And I did get a clarification from one of the region athletic directors, thank you for contacting me, that it wasn't the AIA that has disqualified Sean Potter. It's Sholo that's done it. And that's kind of a self-policing thing, I would assume then, because Sean Potter, who is the best player on the Sholo team, Sean, I guess recently was identified as playing in a Sholo City League game or some City League game in the area. And as a high school player, apparently there is something in the bylaws of athletic competition that says if you are a high school player, you cannot play in another league, and City League disqualifies you. And so based on that, it's my understanding that based on that, Sholo has decided to not allow Sean to play from this point forward, that he is disqualified from the team, ruled ineligible. So I guess it wasn't the AIA who handed down the decision. I suppose if they were put in a position to make a decision that they might do that. But anyway, the idea here, Derek, is that Sean Potter at this point is no longer playing with the Sholo team, and that's really got to be a huge blow to the Cougars.
Well, it is. He's their best shooter, and he's really the emotional leader on the floor. And in every way, losing Sean Potter is a big blow. I'm interested to see how they're playing against. They're hosting Kingman Academy tonight. I'm interested in that update, and hopefully we'll have that update pretty soon, how they're doing without Sean.
Okay, so we'll check that here in just a bit. And meanwhile, out on the floor at Alchesay, the action has begun, and we'll start to get into play-by-play in a second. But I do need to get an opinion from you, Derek, especially as a student that's not that far removed from competition. I mean, I'm a guy, I haven't played in a long, long time, so it's easy for me to sit back and kind of pontificate from on high. But you as a guy, still, you've got that competitive fire, and it's not that long ago that you were a high school athlete. So talk about the standpoint of is it really all that fair that a rule like that would exist, that if you play in a city league as a high school basketball player during your season, that you should get disqualified from continuing to compete on the high school team itself? Does it seem right? Does it seem fair?
Well, if he knows the rule and he blatantly disregards the rule, then I believe it's absolutely fair. I'm not sure about the specifics. I don't know if he knew the rule and decided to go ahead and do it anyway. To me, that's what it sounds like, because I don't know if the school will disqualify him for the remainder of the playoffs if he breaks a rule that to me seems like it's not that big of a deal, and he breaks that rule.
Should the rule exist?
I don't think the rule should exist. I think it seems like something where he, it has nothing to do with the school. He's not representing the school. If something goes wrong, I don't think the rule should exist.
Probably one of many rules that you could call into question that involve athletes at the high school level in Arizona, where we seem to have a preponderance of interesting head-scratching rules. And as far as that goes, I would tell you that I don't think that a player should be disqualified from that. It's not really smart, especially if your team is in the playoffs, right? I mean, if you're Coach Matt Thacker, the guy that leads that Sholo team, and your best player is playing in City League basketball games on the side, aren't you going to be a little bit aren't you going to get a little fired up about that? I mean, you want your guys to stay healthy and be available. So it's probably not the smartest thing for an athlete to do, but whether or not you should be prevented from doing it by the bylaws of the organization, the AIA, that to me is a whole other issue. So anyway, there is that. And interesting that apparently Sean Potter is not playing with his team tonight as they take on Kingman Academy. And we'll get an update for you on that game just as soon as we can. Meanwhile, we're into the second half of basketball here at Alchesay. The Falcons taking on the Fighting Scouts. Window Rock is in town. And the first points of the second half are finally scored at the 5:38 mark. The guy that got the basket floating just inside the free throw line, working in the paint, is not a guy who looks like he's normally working inside there. Casey Billy gets his first points of the day and the first points of the second half in this basketball game. It's Alchesay 32, Window Rock 20. And dipping at the line to try to make it a three-point play is Casey Billy. He was fouled a moment ago, by the way, by Raekwon Alchesay, his first foul. Billy missed the free throw. Didn't get the three-point play, but the Scouts did get the rebound. And then another foul is called. This time it's going to work against Cody Clendon. Clendon has his third personal foul for the Falcons. So Window Rock will try to work the ball inside and try to get it inbounds, and it goes out of bounds. It's off the hands of Dylan Begay, the Scouts player. So the Falcons will have possession. 5:26 on the clock here, third period. Falcons working with it. They have yet to get on the board in the second half. Sace Velasquez puts it on the floor, drives, and he's fouled. But no, they say no shot, not shooting. And the Falcons are going to inbound the ball from under the basket.
Do have an update from the Sholo game. Sholo actually leads 26-21. 4 minutes remain in the third period.
So 26-21 Sholo lead. Late in that game, apparently playing without Sean Potter. 5:11 on the clock in our game. Window Rock moves now to defense. No, they're going to get the ball. Alchesay gets called for traveling. The Falcons give it up. Scouts will have the basketball. Here comes Rashawn Stover into the game. Stover replacing Alchesay. Stover the leading scorer in this game for either team. He's got 13 points so far. Had a 3 in the second quarter. And 5 two-point field goals. Most of that working inside like he does. Under 5 minutes on the clock, third period. A lob inside. Falcons got wide open, but the player that took the lob in is not your tallest guy out there, so when the defense collapsed on him, Tyrell Begay, I'm going to guess 5'6", maybe 5'7". He got those much bigger trees that kind of collapsed on him. He couldn't even get a shot away. So he had to do something with it, got knocked out of bounds by the Falcons. And a steal. Rashawn Stover picks the pocket of that Scouts player, Casey Billy. Just wasn't taking care of the basketball, and Rashawn has 15 points in the game off the steal and the fast break. He's able to get the points in transition for the Falcons. Now up the floor, contact made, and a foul called. That's Cody. And he picked up his fourth personal foul of the day. Cody Clendon guilty on that personal foul. And he'll come out of the game. They want to try to preserve him for a while. 14-point Falcon lead. Inbound. Out at the top of the key. The Scouts have the basketball. Shamond Goodman with it. Now a bounce pass. High post, kick out. Scouts trying to find something. And look at this, a long three. Wow! From 8 feet past the line, Eric Sloan. That would have made a lot of NBA guys very envious. And he bombed it, made the shot. Eric Sloan's first points of the day. I'm not sure he knew at first how far out he was. It almost looked like he was having second thoughts as he elevated to release the shot, but he stayed with it, and the shot is good. Falcons moving with it now. Here's a move, a penetration move inside, and a foul called. That will send Falcons player DeMarco Slick to the free throw line. 2 shots on the way for DeMarco. Already in this half, the Falcons have picked up 4 personal fouls, and a couple of those belong to Cody Clendon. Window Rock has 3 fouls now. That was Dylan Begay who got called for that foul a moment ago. First free throw, by the way, for Slick is on the way in good. second foul a moment ago on Dylan Begay. The second try by Slick is no good. The ball rolls around and a jump ball is called. A couple of guys battling for it out there on the floor. I got some more clarification coming for you here in just a moment as to the Sean Potter situation at Sholo High School. I'll share that with you when I can get to it, folks. 12-point Alchesay lead. Here's the inbound for Window Rock. This coming off a Falcon turnover. Alchesay working a 3-2 zone. Scouts trying to get that ball inside when right against the zone. Aren't you supposed to try to bust it from outside? Well, Casey Billy works inside nicely. Got in between a couple of guys, a couple of defenders. Billy puts it up. He's got his second field goal of the day. Sace Velasquez now has the ball for the Falcons. 3 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock, and a drive to the hoop. Fingertip roll, no good. That shot no good by, trying to see who that was that made the move inside. It looked to me like it might have been DeMarco Slick. It was. And then somewhere along the line, a foul got called. There's a foul out there whistled on Tyrell Begay for Window Rock. Begay has his third personal foul. And now a two. A shot is up and good. I didn't see who made that for the Falcons. Pardon me. I apologize. Guess what? The PA announcer here didn't see it either. Neither one of us were able to make that call. Oh, look at this. Blocked shot. Blake Loopy just swats the ball away on the attempted shot by Shamond Goodman. Blake Loopy manhandling the basketball on that play. It goes out of bounds. The Fighting Scouts will have the basketball. Here's the inbound. Casey Billy pulls up, and he gets his shot blocked at the free throw line. I think that was Loopy again. Yeah, it's Blake Loopy getting it done. Into front court, the Falcons have the ball. Rashawn Stover tried to get fancy with the dribble, almost lost it. Tried to dribble behind his back, and he just nearly gave it up. 37-25, Falcon lead. Here's a drive by Stover. They'll say that he traveled. That's that one where, if as an official, you either think that it's that jump stop, and some officials, without hesitation, will call that a travel. Others will say there's no way it's a travel. So it kind of depends on what crew you get. This one says you can't do that. Now the Fighting Scouts bring it into front court. Folks, want to let you know that Tate's Auto Center of Gallup, Holbrook, Winslow, and Shillow have the best selection all across the drive on the way, and the shot rolls off no good for Blake Loopy, and the Falcons will give it up. Rebound to the Scouts. They lead by 12. A minute 22 left to play here, third period. A little quick pass inside, a little no look, and the Falcons will end up with a loose ball. Nope. Yep. Nope. Maybe. Goes back and forth a couple of times. Now a whistle, and a foul gets called. It looks like it's going to go against Chad Amos. And it does. Second personal foul on Amos in the day, on the game. 14 fouls on, 5 team fouls on Alchesay now. Inbound coming into the game after a long respite is Kobe Emerson. He inbounds the ball to his teammate. Comes in to Goodman. Goodman out top of the key. Drops it off to Casey Billy. And now a feed inside. Little fumble. Shot goes up. Dylan Begay missed it. And Emerson is out there for the rebound. And the ball, he just kind of flinged it out toward the left angle looking for a teammate. He was looking for Casey Billy. One of the Falcon players tipped it out of bounds. 46 seconds remain, third period. What a game. And a nice lead right now for the Falcons. 37-25. Here's a long bomb. It's on the way and no good. The Scouts missing from downtown, about a 25-footer. That shot no good. Rebound, Window Rock. Here's another three that goes up. It's in, it's out, it's no good. on the right angle by Eric Sloan. Rebound, Falcons up into front court. DeMarco Slick stops in the paint, and DeMarco delivers for Alchesay. A little two inside, one-hander from about 6 feet away. Those are tough shots to make, trust me. Well, okay, all right. Maybe my assessment is not all that good because every shot's tough for me. Whistle on the floor. There's a foul. That one works against the Falcons, and I believe it's Rashawn Stover. He gets the foul, and he comes out of the game. Rashawn has 2 personal fouls, so he's not in foul trouble. Just comes out to get a break, and Raekwon Alchesay comes in to replace him. 10 seconds left here in the third period. Windorock the ball. Emerson has it. Gives it off Casey Billy. Now 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Billy tries a long three from way downtown. It's an air ball, and it's rebounded by the Falcons. No shot attempts after that. That's how the third quarter will come to an end. Look at this. With 8 minutes left in the game, a big 14-point lead by the Falcons. Alchesay leads at 39-25. The fourth quarter is on the way. Stand by, everybody. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
Small.
Fast enough?
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So Super Steve means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
So now we begin the fourth period, the final hurrah for these Windorock Fighting Scouts, and we'll see if the Falcons can hold the fort. Can they hold the lead now as we begin the fourth period? Inbound for Alchesay. 39-25, that's our score. The Falcons have the ball and the lead, and they are moments away from celebrating an opening victory here in the playoffs and a chance to move on to the second round. The next round they play on Friday. Here's a move inside. Boy, what a nice move by Raekwon Alchesay. He gets his first points of the game as he slips inside, goes through the paint, and a nice little scoop shot around one of those Windorock defenders. That was Casey Billy, who was defending and also got called for a foul. The shot was good. 3-point attempts, 3-point play is also good, successful, as Raekwon steps to the line and drills that free throw for the Falcons. Going to get an update of some kind from Derek Simmons of SportsZone123.com. Hey, Derek.
Have an update from Sholo High School. It looks like the Cougars went on a run to end that third period. So at the end of the third period, Sholo is leading 39-23.
Well, you know, given the news that we've heard, that, by the way, was confirmed directly by Sean Potter earlier today, that he is not on the team anymore. He's been ruled ineligible, at least by Sholo, and not playing with them. So playing without their best player, at least their most talented player, guy that leads them in scoring nearly every time they go out. It looks like, Sholo's playing some inspired basketball right now. And by the way, Kobe Emerson just missed front end of a 1-and-1 for the Scouts. The Falcons give it up. Little turnover. Windorock still alive. Oh, travel not called. Or was it? I think they did call the travel. That was one of those near side. Shaman Goodman working in the left corner. He elevated, thought he was going to throw an overhand pass to one of his teammates, and before he could let go of it, he came down. All right, timeout taken on the floor with 7:19 to play, a 17-point Falcons lead. We'll return right after this. Northland basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Sholo and Snowflake.
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
To wood stoves. Tate's Auto Center of Gallup, Holbrook, Winslow. Away, coming from the timeout with 7:09 on the clock. Out on the floor. The Window Rock Fighting Scouts will have the basketball, but a 17-point Alchesay lead. They lead 42-25. Here's a pull-up jumper. That's a three. Hey, nice job by Shamond Goodman, who nails it for the Scouts. He kind of stepped in front of a defender, and then, kind of halfway into his move to the inside, he pulled up and nailed that three from just outside the arc. So Scouts will have those 3 points, cut the lead to 14. But a foul is called now, and that'll give a chance for the Falcons, Raekwon Kosei, to go to the free throw line. Raekwon has 3 points. A moment ago, he had that three-point play, and now he'll try to get something at the free throw line. First shot is perfect by Raekwon. They called that foul a moment ago on Shamond Goodman. First foul of the day. Both free throws are perfect by Raekwon Kosei. 44-28. That's the score here. Alchesay a comfortable fourth quarter lead. Little penetration move, left side, and a pass that gets tipped away. Scouts are trying to work the ball inside to Tyrell Begay, but Falcons got a hand on it and then scooped up a loose ball. They'll run, they'll work inside. Kosei trying to work in the paint, missed the shot, rebound. Window Rock, and they've got an easy transition basket. They were releasing on the shot, and so Trent Long, who was down the floor, just was wide open. All he had to do was get a pass in his hands, and he made the 2 points for the Scouts. Working in the other direction, these teams working some fast-paced fourth quarter basketball. As shot goes up, that might have been Kosei who missed. Attempt for the rebound, both he and Loopy were in the area of the basketball, and it came down, glanced off one of their hands out of bounds. Scouts basketball. 6:03 on the clock. Way out top. Boy, there's a long three on the way. Casey Billy is not afraid to pull up from well beyond the arc. And well beyond, it doesn't matter if it's a collegiate basketball arc or if it was the NBA. He is way out there beyond any sort of three-point distance, okay? And he made that one earlier, missed the last one. Now the Falcons will try. Moving to the basket. First shot missed. Now Rashawn Stover tries it, and he just comes up too strong. He missed that shot long off the glass, and then the Scouts bumped it out of bounds. Just like that, Kyle Goklish, the head coach, he wants timeout out on the floor, and so we'll take timeout as well. Stand by, everybody. Okay, yeah, we're going to take a timeout. Stand by. You're listening to Northland Basketball. It's presented by Sports Zone Radio.
When it comes to
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
The Falcons will want to inbound the ball. It gives me a chance to say, folks, did you know that Tate's Auto Center will double your tax? Chief Alchesay Activity Center in White River, tonight's opening round of the boys' playoffs. It's been a great game for the Falcons. They have developed a 14-point lead and kind of kept it right at that spot for the most of this second half of basketball. They had a 14-point halftime lead, as a matter of fact, and again, that's where they are here now with 5:13 left to play in the game. Can the Scouts muster up a last-ditch comeback effort here in the fourth quarter? We'll find out. Rashawn Stover is at the free throw line for the Falcons for the moment, shooting 1 and 1. He was fouled a moment ago. He makes the first free throw. The guy that fouled him also picked up his fourth personal foul. Both free throws are good by Rashawn Stover. Tyrell Begay was the guy that picked up his fourth personal foul to send Stover to the line. Both foul shots good. Here's a long three. That's Emerson Begay. Sorry, not Emerson Begay. Take it back. The guy that missed the shot was Kobe Emerson of Window Rock. And now the Falcons running off a miss into front court. Yeah, working inside. Why don't you get it inside to Rashawn Stover? Very trusty in the paints. And Rashawn adds to his game-leading total. He has 18 points in the game to pace both these teams. Now the Scouts will work it inside, and they'll get a shot in the paint. It's up and good. Trent Long made the shot. The personal foul goes on Cody Clendon. And Cody was in foul trouble. He's been in foul trouble for a while. He picked up his fourth personal foul quite a long time ago, early on in the third quarter, and now he is done. That was his fifth personal. He is out of the game. Trent Long at the line, and Trent misses the free throw. Missed it. On the rebound, Scouts commit a foul. And that was Trent. He came in from behind. Trent was the free throw shooter, and when he saw that it was off, he went in to try to grab the rebound, and he was a little overzealous in his efforts. Made a lot of contacts and drew the foul, or committed the foul. 16-point Falcon lead. Can they increase it? We'll see. Sace Velasquez at the line, 1 and 1 for Sace, and he missed the first. Now a whistle. Lane violation anyway, so it didn't count. Wouldn't have counted if he made it. Nope, I take it back. Not a lane violation. A foul on the rebound. That's what it was. Chad Amos. Amos, his third personal foul for the Falcons. And he fouled the guy that committed the foul that sent everybody to the line a moment ago. The reason they were all in there getting the rebound off that missed free throw was because Trent Long had committed a foul a moment back, and now he is fouled. If you count the expired time on the clock, what's that, like 0.5 seconds? Something like that? Trent Long at the free throw line. First one is good. Second one is no good. Lane violation. I think that was Long. He likes to go in after that. He likes to go in after the rebound when he feels it. He feels like he's missing the shot. He's going to come trailing in after the play, and that time he left early. All right, Falcons running off the inbound. Pull-up jump shot on the right baseline. That shot is no good. Missed by Loopy, up the floor, and the Scouts are going to make the fast break points. That's Goodman who made the shot. Now the Falcons work against the full-court press. Cross-court pass, Velasquez, right angle. Gives it up, Stover. Now the corner left side. The Falcons content to take some time off now. Halfway into the fourth quarter here. Velasquez has it. Chad Amos, and he gets a little reach in by Trent Long, no call there. Dribbles around, kicks it out. Now the ball way out at the top of the key in the hands of Rashawn Stover. Stover looked like he might want to drive around the right side, but he pulled it back outside. Down to 3:43. Falcons taking a lot of time off here. Now Amos has it. Amos has it, and finally the Falcons throw it away, but look at this. They're going to steal it right back. Chad Amos with the steal. And look at this. Eventually you're going to get somebody wide open underneath, right? That's Sace Velasquez who got open underneath, but he couldn't make a wide open layup. Yeah, that's why you heard the fans here in White River kind of give a uproarious response. He should have easily made that shot, but just, I don't know, maybe lost focus. Down to the 3-minute mark. That's what's left here. After the Scouts have a look at an opportunity, they can't make the shot go. And now a timeout. A timeout is taken out on the floor with 2:55 remaining in this one. 2:55 remaining in the basketball game. We'll break for a timeout here on the radio. Our score, Alchesay, Window Rock 35. You are listening to Northland Basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
Smartphone? Don't miss.
Hey, you know what I love about being here at Alchesay? They know how to take a timeout, and they give us plenty of time here on the radio to get through our breaks. We love that. All right, here's the inbound for the Alchesay Falcons. After that break for a moment, 48-35 the score. Falcons on top, lead by 13. And latest update we had from Show Low High School, Show Low hosting Kingman Academy. They have the exact same score we do, and they've got 1 minute left in their game, and their score is 48-35. So it's a comfortable 13-point Show Low lead. Looks like the Cougars, in spite of lacking the service of their best basketball player, Sean Potter, looks like Show Low is going to get a first-round playoff victory, move on in this tournament. So Northern Arizona basketball fans, keep your fingers crossed for a Show Low victory coming up here. Meanwhile, with 2:20 left in our game, look at this nice little scoop shot inside. That's Kobe Emerson. And Kobe goes inside to get his third field goal of the day. He has 6 points overall for the Scouts. An 11-point lead for the Falcons. This game isn't decided yet. And by the way, Blake Loopy just traveled and did not get called. So it was one of those, opportunities that might have happened for the Scouts. And then all of a sudden, Sace Velasquez found a lane to the basket and a wide open layup. Sace misses 2 open layups on 2 successive tries. Ouch. What's going on with Sace? He's normally very, very reliable. And he misses both of those shots. Falcons block a shot. They're running fast break. And they're going to get a 3-point play out of some contact. Blake Loopy to the basket. No, it isn't Blake. It's DeMarco Slick. DeMarco goes inside. He made the shot. And now DeMarco's going to get a chance at a 3-point play. They'll call that personal foul on Emerson. Kobe Emerson picks up the personal foul. Interesting way of him spelling his name, right? And by the way, the 3-point play was good. That's the second personal foul on Kobe. Kobe spells his name Koeby. So, he gets a little, paying homage to one of the best NBA players that ever lived, Kobe Bryant, but not quite spelling it the same way. Add the vowel. Here we go up the floor off a window rock miss. Again, the Falcons running with it. They finish strong. And a shooting foul will be assessed. Rashawn Stover is going to go to the free throw line. He got hacked down there. Emerson picks up his third personal foul. He's getting a lot of attention lately. Stover at the line. Rashawn's having a great day. 18 points, but he missed the first free throw. 51-27. The Falcons, they have just stayed right at about a 14-point lead this entire second half. It's gone back and forth a little bit, as you might expect. They're scoring points out there, but at halftime it was 32-18. Right now it's 51-37. 14-point lead. Make it 15. Stover makes the second free throw. Stover has 19 points overall. Can he crack the 20-point mark? Might do it right here. Steals a pass. He goes one-on-one up the floor. A little dipsy-do shot. Missed it. Rebound Falcons, and they get the putback. Chad Amos. Amos got the putback. Amos got the points. for the Falcons. A minute left to play in this one. Feet inside, head fake, pump fake. Dylan Begay will go to the free throw line. He got fouled. Could be Blake Loopy. Not Blake Loopy. It's Sace Velasquez. First time Sace has had his number called on a whistle. So his first foul. And at the line for Window Rock, Dylan Begay. The first one is good. 57.4 seconds left to play in the game. Here's Begay at the line again. This time it's no good. He missed the second shot. Rebound. Well, Scouts keep it alive. They got the ball here on the, way outside on our near angle. Feet inside. Begay, nice turn in the paint. Missed it, too strong. Got it back. Missed again. And finally the Falcons will get the rebound. They've got the ball they control into front court. Here's a pass up ahead of the pack. And a move to the basket. That shot for Zachary Tools is blocked. Good defense out there. I think the guy that got his hands on it, Keyshawn Williams. It's also a late entry into the game for Window Rock. They may have, I think they've thrown in the towel. 30 seconds left. Yeah, they're down 16. And here comes the applause from the Falcon fans. They know it. They sense it. They get it. Their team is going to win this one. A steal for Window Rock. Casey Billy gets 2 points. Had the stats, but nothing more. Still down 14. 10 seconds left in this one. Falcons with it. Pull-up jump shot from 2. Left side. Shot no good. Rebound. Begay has it. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Up the floor. Reverse layup is no good. And the game comes to an end. A victory in the first round of the playoffs for the Alchesay Falcons. That's why you host them, right? That's why you fight for the, because you get that advantage. And Alchesay takes full advantage of playing at home tonight in front of the home fans. They get a final 54-40 win over the Window Rock Fighting Scouts. A great game here tonight at the Chief Alchesay Activity Center. It's been our privilege to be a part of it. And we'll come back in just a couple of moments to kick off our post-game activities. We'll talk with head coach Kyle Goklish as well before we wrap it up from White River. Stand by, everybody. We're back with our post-game festivities in just a moment. Sports Zone Radio brings you Northland basketball. We're back right after this.
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So super speed means super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snow.
By Sports Zone Radio.
Hey, we're back, and we are live in Alchesay at Alchesay High School. Chief Alchesay Activity Center, the site of our opening state basketball playoff broadcast. Tomorrow night, by the way, we will be on the road at Monument Valley. We invite you to join us on the radio from there. Monument Valley hosting Round Valley. Girls varsity basketball playoffs begin tomorrow. That's where we'll find ourselves, and we'll give you updates from as many games as we possibly can. Also look to Sports Zone Radio and SportsZone123.com for complete coverage of the playoffs. Hey, final score, by the way, in that other game going on at Show Low High School. Show Low hosting Kingman Academy. The Show Low Cougars have a 55-39 opening playoff victory tonight. They have knocked off Kingman Academy and did that without did that without their best basketball player in uniform, Sean Potter. We talked about that. Maybe we'll touch on that subject again coming up. And there is some, again, further clarification about where it really comes into play, that issue and the ruling, the bylaw that the AIA has written regarding this situation of a kid who's a high school athlete playing in outside sports, whether it be a city league or a club team or what it might be. The bylaw is 14.4.1. That's the bylaw. And the very last sentence of that paragraph says that the punishment is that they are removed for the remainder of the season and could be withheld for up to 1 calendar year. Okay? And so the main issue, the main thing that I'm driving at there is you got to be very, very careful. I mean, it's a ruling on the books. It's not, I guess, not so much basketball that brought it about, but soccer. Apparently, a lot of club soccer, a lot of extracurricular soccer activity that people participate in, and so you just got to be very careful. I don't know. Now, I haven't read the rule. I don't know if it's an in-season thing only, so that, if it's basketball season, you can't participate in any other basketball programs, any other clubs, city leagues, or whatever. If basketball season is officially over, you're in between sports, perhaps you get a chance to to play, those other teams. And I would think you do, because I know a lot of kids that do that. But apparently in season, you certainly can't participate in those clubs in those city leagues. Unfortunate for Sean Potter. Anyway, maybe I'll discuss that subject again here in a little bit. Meanwhile, here at Alchesay High School, where the Falcons have come up with a 54-40 victory over Window-Rock in the first round of the boys Division III basketball playoffs. My privilege to welcome on the head coach of Alchesay in victory tonight, Kyle Goklish. Hey, welcome, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Feels good to open up the playoffs with a win, doesn't it?
Oh, man, I tell you, that it's a good way to start off the tournament, and I tell you, it was a rough couple last games we had of the season, but I told the team, hey, we got 1 week of practice. We can turn this around. We're going to work on our defense and our offense, and they bought into it, and we played tough defense tonight and came out on top with the team win.
Well, clearly you guys played a great game, and they did exactly what you asked them to do. But was there that initial moment of deflation? Was there an initial moment when they realized they weren't going to make the section tournament or didn't make the section tournament that they felt like, wow, boy, this season seems lost?
I felt the same way, too. When that Blue Ridge game, that was the one playoff game there. And when we found out after that game we weren't going to be in sectionals, like you said, it kind of like letting the hot air out of the balloon. And we got a game on Friday, but it was like trying to get them up for that last game. And playing for pride and playing for team and playing for that name on a jersey, Alchesay, we tell them you got to come out and play hard every time, every chance you get. We preach that same thing, that pyramid of success, that every time you're on the court you want to give your best effort.
We're speaking with Kyle Goklish. He's the head coach of the Alchesay Falcons. And now you said your 7th year, right? This is your 7th season as the head guy.
Yes.
7 years. Man, I'm telling you,
Yeah, time flies,
You are getting old, okay? Okay, it wasn't that long ago I was calling your games on the radio.
No gray hair yet.
And after a college degree and moving on past, and all that you did in your post-high school days, now it's 7 years of coaching.
Oh, man.
You are getting old. Okay, so Coach, so here you go. You get the opening victory again. Back on the game itself, Rashawn Stover, 19 points. You always get that kind of game from him, and you expect that. The consistency of a guy like Rashawn, I don't know that we've called a number of your games this year. Yeah. I just don't recall him not really making that beginning tip to end whistle contribution. He just always seems to give it to you the entire game.
Yeah, that's one thing, Rashawn. He's a leader on the team. He's a senior, and that's what you expect of your senior leaders on a team, is to give that full effort. And I thought Rashawn did a wonderful job today. We asked him to do a little bit more than he possibly can, but we know that he is capable of it, and he did. He had a number of assists tonight, and then that's one thing that we sat down with him and talked is, hey, you got to trust in your teammates too. Once you get rid of that ball, you got to trust your teammates that they're going to be able to take good shots and take care of the ball. And that's what he did tonight. He trusts his teammates.
And we don't get to see you every night, so a lot of what we see is kind of a compilation, and it's a build-up. So we you know, I think maybe we've seen you 5 times this year, seen your basketball team out there, and it seems to me that a guy who maybe wasn't the biggest contributor at the beginning, but just steadily has grown his contributions to your team is DeMarco Slick. Tonight he had 14 points, and the first couple of times I saw you, DeMarco got some playing time. He really didn't impress me a whole lot, but the last couple of times he seems to just more and more that he does for you.
He's gotten progressively better, and I tell you that week, DeMarco was one of those kids that couldn't wait. He went all out in practices. On that Wednesday, on that Thursday, he couldn't wait until this game tonight, and we knew he was going to be ready. As a coaching staff, we knew DeMarco would be ready tonight. He's one of those kids that he'd probably stay up at night. And I told the kids that's one of the hardest things is just trying to wait for the game.
Yeah.
Be patient. Don't do anything out of the ordinary.
Well, you play an entire basketball season where you've got a game every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of time off. It's not like 8 days of practice in a row, and all of a sudden you don't make the section tournament, and you have to wait forever to get your next game in.
Yeah, and then that's what the thing I told him is don't do anything out of the ordinary. We had some good habits. Just stay with the good habits and keep practicing and come to practice on time. And like you said, during the regular season, you get 2-3 games a week. Most of those practices are walkthroughs.
Yeah.
So I think that week helped us. We really got to focus on the specifics on the defense and the offense, and we got back to basics, fundamentals, so things like that.
Do you feel like your team is in good shape?
Yeah, I think they're in good shape. You probably saw it there. We started out so high, and then we came down a little bit. Just that intensity, that adrenaline rush, it kind of kicked in there at the beginning of the game, and then the third quarter we kind of took a dip, and you got to give credit to Window Rock. They fought hard all the way through. I mean, we're up 10, 12, but it felt like we were only up 5 or 6. And that's a credit to Coach Mendoza and the job he does with his team.
Talking with Kyle Goklich, the head coach of Alchesay. A win tonight in the first round of the boys' playoffs. We'll talk about your next opponent in just a moment. And looking forward to that game for sure. But, Coach, before we get to that, back on your game here, and you talked about a premium that you were placing on defense. Your team needed to play some good defense out there tonight, and they certainly did. I don't know what the numbers look like, but you have a pretty high total when it comes to steals.
Yeah.
You were really disruptive out there. It was tough for Window Rock to find the passing lanes to get anything going. They really didn't have that. They couldn't work the ball inside very effectively all night long. So talk about your defense.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we focused on all week was we wanted to have our hands up, cutting off the passing lanes. And our goal, I told them the first half, we want to have at least 10 deflections. And I think we came up with like 7 or 8. And I think we ended up with like 10 steals the first half or something like that. So that's one of the things we stressed during practice was having our hands up and cutting off the passing lanes. And more than anything, we wanted to take the three-point line away from them tonight, and we wanted them to try to get the ball inside. And a team like that, a lot of North teams, they're shooting teams, and once they get in the rhythm, especially the shooters, oh man, they can hit lights out. So we didn't want that tonight, and so we kind of hugged that three-point line a little bit more tonight, and tried to make them take that two-point shot inside.
Well, Coach, now you get a chance to take on the Chinle Wildcats, and you're going to get to play them. It's going to be a neutral site.
Oh yeah.
But it's at Ganado. It's 30 miles.
Is that what you heard?
30 miles. Well, okay. That's what the bracket says.
Okay.
Okay.
All
so
right.
The AIA's official bracket says you play Chinle 7 p.m. this Friday at Ganado.
Oh wow.
All right.
I kind of narrowed it down to Ganado, Winslow, or Window Rock, knowing that those gyms would fill both fans. So I tell you what, last year we faced a tough Chinle team who was ranked 1 at the time, and for 2 weeks there we went up. They moved our section game, and we felt bad about that last year. We wanted to be a part of that sectional, the atmosphere at Sholo. But the AIA moved us up to the Ganado, and they put us out there, and it kind of took the air out of it. But we end up taking on Page on the road. So we would go from Ganado to Page, and then we went up to Monument Valley to take on Chinle last year.
That's a lot of travel.
So that's over 1,200, 1,500 miles of driving. That was last year.
And that's without your private airplane as well. You didn't have that.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
Yeah.
So this year, Chinle is a different team, and we're a different team. So it's going to be a different ball game. I got to watch Chinle play a couple games. I watched Chinle play over at Holbrook, and surprisingly, Chinle did well that game, and they beat Holbrook in Holbrook. I know they play a tough 2-1-2 defense. They got some height, and they got some really quick guards. So it's going to be a tough matchup for us.
Well, and if matchups are anything, if you look at other matchups, Winter Rock has really played well against. They did lose in the section final to Chinle, but beat them earlier in the season. And Winter Rock, a team that you have handled very easily. So, on paper, it looks like the Falcons should be the decided favorite going in, even though Chinle earned the number 3 seed in the tournament. Of course, that was from winning mostly from winning the section tournament, but they are the number 3 seed. You guys are well below that at the 14 seed, but this is not going to be a situation where 14 beats 3. It's an upset.
Yeah, it's like one of the things. I think the main thing I like to point out here, it's a neutral site.
Yeah.
So both teams aren't used to playing in Ganado. Maybe Chinle played there twice this year. Maybe I don't know, but I know they did have one game there. Maybe they did or not, but it's a neutral site, and both teams. It's going to get the first period, the first half of that game. It's probably going to be kind of feeling out each other, and like you said, I tell the boys when it comes to the state tournament, everybody is putting their full effort out there. So you can kind of throw the numbers out there, and it's going to come down to the game time. Who's ready to play that night?
Well, Coach, if you get a win on Friday, you get to advance to the Valley of the Sun next Thursday and continue your playoff run. We wish you the very best as you go up against Chinle on Friday. And as we get ready to let you go, any final words? We'll give you the last thought here on the.
Oh well, I just like to thank you guys for coming out and covering the basketball games on the mountain and all the work you do, and the people down here in White River do enjoy your radio show, and they listen, they tune into it. And I know during the summertime and springtime you are on the radio. I don't know what day, Wednesdays or Tuesdays. So they do tune in, and we try to listen for Alchesay in the conversation.
There you go.
So maybe if you put us,
we'll throw it in a little more often.
Get more viewers. But I just like to thank all the radio hosts that cover sports for high school.
You got it, Coach. Hey man, thanks.
All right,
Kyle Goklish,
thank you,
the head coach of Alchesay, and they get a win tonight. Final score. Alchesay beats Winter Rock 54-40, and this Friday, Alchesay will take on Chinle. That game starts at 7. It's at Ganado High School, so you've got the proximity factor that's going to favor Chinle, and you ought to. They're the number 3 seed, so you would think that even if they can't get the game at their place, that they're going to hopefully get something that favors them from a fan participation standpoint. And for sure, you would expect that Chinle is going to pack the house at Ganado, at Hornet Gymnasium, for the matchup on Friday. Ought to be big fun. All right, so we do have a final score in the Winslow game. Winslow advances to the next round of the playoffs. Winslow has defeated Northland Prep. So the Winslow Bulldogs boys team, congratulations there. They will continue on. They beat Northland Prep by a final of 68-59. So this section, the White Mountains / Northern Arizona section 4 of Division 3, that got, let's see, how many teams? 6 teams into the playoffs. Got Blue Ridge as the number 1 seed in the state tournament. Got Snowflake in. Got Winslow in, and got Alchesay in. Got Sholo in, and got one more. Help me out here. The other team from the section tournament. It was Holbrook. Sorry about that, Roadrunners. Holbrook got it. So 6 teams in. All these teams ranked in the top 16 of the state, which means that tonight Alchesay got a home game, Winslow got a home game, Sholo got a home game, and all of that. Holbrook, by the way, a victory tonight. They beat Monument Valley 63-57. Congratulations, Roadrunners. Go Big Red. All of that, and now these victories in the first round. 4 victories for teams. Is it 4? Yes, it's 4 victories tonight for teams from this section, from Section 4. So it wasn't a fluke that all these teams have been highly ranked throughout the year. It was not a fluke that they all came in and the number of teams that got these home games in the first round of the playoffs. Winslow played at home, Sholo at home, Holbrook at home, and Alchesay at home here. All of them with victories. That's pretty good. That is pretty good basketball. The White Mountains in northern Arizona, the Navajo Nation, extremely well represented this year in basketball. And for these teams, for the 4 teams from this area, from Section 4 in particular, that play tonight, they will advance to the next round of the playoffs. Every last one of them advancing. And the teams that got byes, Blue Ridge and Snowflake, Those two teams will be playing on Friday. So 6 teams out of the section, all 6 teams from the section advance to play in the second round of the state playoffs. That is some pretty special stuff. Hey, I want to thank Kyle Goklish for his time spent with us, the head coach of Alchesay. We're going to take a timeout, everybody. We'll come back after our final break here to bring you our final thoughts, final words from here at Alchesay's Activity Center, where tonight the Falcons have knocked off the Window Rock Fighting Scouts. We'll be back in a moment. Final words on our postgame coming up right after this.
Fast enough?
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So Super Steve means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.
The Sports Zone and Sports Zone Radio cover varsity sports in Northern Arizona like no one else. The best play-by-play with the region's top analysts, unparalleled photo galleries on our website and Facebook page, and very soon you can enjoy all your favorite content with the new Sports Zone Radio smartphone app. Look for And we're back here in White River, Alchesay High School, everybody. What a great night for the section. Section 4 in particular. Section 1 not quite as successful. But Section 4, a big night for the boys. Every one of the teams from the section, all 4 teams, Winslow, Show Low, Holbrook, and Alchesay, all with victories tonight. We congratulate those teams. What a great job. I also want to throw this message out there, folks. We invite you, along with Tate's Auto Center, don't fall for the gimmicks. The numbers don't lie. Tate's is number 1 for a reason. Winslow or inside. We're back here at Alchesay High School, and look who's joining us. A guy who had a great game tonight, 19 points overall for the Falcons in the victory. Number 11, Rashawn Stover, steps in to join us here on our postgame wrap-up. Hey, Rashawn, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Congratulations on a win after the disappointment of not making the section tournament and then taking some time off. That whole long period of time, no basketball. It had to feel good to get out here and play some basketball again.
Yeah, it felt good to be back on the court.
Yep. So what's it been like? What's the week of practice been like for your team getting ready for the first round of the playoffs?
All week was a hard practice. We made it like our coach told us to play like we were losing the whole game. So we played hard, we practiced hard, and it just came out to a W.
How do you feel? What's it like right now for your team? What do you think you are as you get ready for the next round of the playoffs? You got Chinle on Friday. How do you feel about the Falcons? I mean, you get by Chinle, now you're on to the Valley. You get to play down there at Gila River Arena. You'll be in the quarterfinals with the next round if you get a win. Is this team ready for it? Do you think this is a playoff-ready basketball squad?
Yes, we are. We are ready, and all we have to do is stay together, play hard, and keep playing like the way we played tonight.
Yeah. It really looks to me like the Falcons, you came out tonight to watch this game. It seems like you guys are on the upswing. Better basketball right now than probably 3 weeks ago. Yep. All right, Rashawn Stover's the guy we're talking to. He is one of the great members of this Alchesay basketball team. And Rashawn, at the conclusion of our broadcast, we announced the Sholo Ford play of the game, okay? Sholo Ford, proud to sponsor the best play of the game out there, right? And Derek Simmons of SportsZone123.com, he and I is going over and over, what was that play of the game? And we just couldn't quite come up with that thing. But Derek says you have the description on what the two of you got together, put your heads together, and came up with something. So Rashawn, how about it? What's the play of the game out there?
The play of the game was when I came down on the left side, and I took the ball to the hole, and I got fouled. But when I got fouled, I turned to my left, and I did a reverse layup with my right hand.
I remember that. That was a great play. It's a great play. It was your favorite play of the game, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good enough for us. That's the Sholo Ford play of the game. Nice job, man. Hey, listen, I got another question for you before I let you go, and that is this. You're such a great player, and I watch what you do. You know, when we total up your points, 19 points, you're going to get your time at the foul line because you're working inside and you're going to get fouled. But a lot of your points come from in the paint. You work in there extremely well, very effectively. And especially when a guy, brings it from the outside. Now you start working mismatches with maybe smaller guys or slower guys trying to stay with you. But how about your outside game? Because something tells me that if you wanted to sit there and throw it up from outside the perimeter, outside the arc, you'd be bombing them from there too. We don't see it a lot, but how's your outside game?
Oh, my outside game, I have to say, is pretty good. I catch and shoot mainly, but sometimes I'll drive and I'll try to get the contact inside. But if I don't, I'll bank it off the glass. There
you go, man. There you go. Rashawn Stover right there, the Alchesay Falcons. You get Chinle on Friday. You ready for the Wildcats? And what are your thoughts on them?
They're a pretty good team. All we have to do is stop them. Come out like we played tonight. Play hard and play aggressive and play defense mainly.
Well, before you go, Rashawn, I want to let you know also that you are officially the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game. You had the great game tonight. Hey, I don't know how many steals for you out there. What do you think, 5 steals, 6 steals? You did a great job on that side, yeah. About 5 steals. So defensively, you were a manimal out there, and you scored 19 points in the game to lead your team. Couldn't ask for a more complete, balanced game from a guy. And so you are the Sports Zone Radio player of the game.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Hey, good luck on Friday, okay?
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Rashawn Stover. And this Friday, it's the Falcons getting set to take on the Chinle Wildcats in the second round of the boys basketball playoffs. Derek Simmons, throw that on real quick. Derek Simmons of SportsZone123.com. Before we head out the door here from the Chief Alchesay Activity Center, Derek, I want just a thought from you on what a great opening round for the playoffs for the Section 4. Winslow hosted, won their game. And won it pretty handily. Sholo hosted without their best player, won their game. Holbrook hosting tonight. They hosted Monument Valley, won their game. And then, of course, and by the way, that's the closest game there. Holbrook beat Monument Valley 63-57. So the Roadrunners might have got a little bit of a wake-up call in that one. And then out here tonight in White River, Alchesay hosted, and they won their game. And really, I mean, there was no doubt about this game for most of the second half. The Falcons were going to win that game, and they took care of business. Pretty good night for Section 4.
Well, I think the both of us have been saying that we have the best section, and we've been saying this for most of the season. I know I've been saying this all season long, that our section is the toughest, and it makes you think, how did Snowflake come away with so many wins? How did they win every single game in the section? Because our section is so good. Right. And then they finally gave one up to Blue Ridge, who was number 4. anyone in this section could beat anyone, and we did. And when you looked at some of the teams, even 5 and 6, Sholo and Alchesay, who were both 4 and 4 losses in the section, and both of those teams could very easily make runs to the quarters of the semis and make runs deep because our section is so good. And of course, Blue Ridge and Snowflake with buys tonight, they're gonna. I think that both of those teams have great chances to win their next games and get to Glendale and play at the Gila River. What is it called?
Gila River Arena.
Yeah. And our section could very well be 4 or 5 teams getting to that quarterfinal round.
Hey, we're going to be there for it. Teams from Section 1, teams from Section 4, the White Mountains, the Navajo Nation. When we get down there to Gila River Arena, we'll be all over it. You're going to get wall-to-wall coverage on Sports Zone Radio. Can't wait for all that to happen, but we got to get through this coming Friday and Saturday's activities first, and tomorrow as well. Tomorrow, the first round of the girls' playoffs. Tomorrow night, remember, we are on the road. We're going to make that drive, folks. We're going to be there. We're going to go to Monument Valley. We'll be all the way up at Kayenta, Monument Valley High School. Monument Valley's girls are going to be taking on the Round Valley Lady Elks, and you can hear that right here at Sports Zone Radio, online at sportszone123.com, on the Sports Zone Radio mobile app, also on local radio in the White Mountains, Power 95.7 Hot FM, where the game is brought to you by Cable One. Again, the final scores from around Section 4 in the playoffs. Sholo hosted Kingman Academy tonight. Sholo wins 55-39. Sam Tate, 18 points. Vargas with 13, Reisdorf 11. A great night for Sholo as they put together a win in the absence of Sean Potter. Sholo moves on to the next round of the playoffs, and we've got the bracket for you right now to let you know who Sholo is going to be facing. They're going to take on Combs. I love Sholo's draw in this tournament, don't you? And Alchesay's got a great draw, too. Sholo is going to take on Combs. Come on, are you kidding me? Combs going to stop Sholo? That's 7 p.m. at Queen Creek this Friday night. Good luck to the Sholo Cougars. Also, Winslow got a win over Northland Prep. They beat them 68-59 tonight. That means Winslow gets to face off against Snowflake in the next round. That will be at Payson, 5 o'clock. Tip time, 4:30. We'll be there for the broadcast. We'll be covering that game, and that will tip off again at 5 o'clock on the air at 4:30 this Friday. Listen for it here at Sports Zone Radio and on Power 95.7 Hot FM. Other games, Holbrook with a 63-57 win over Monument Valley tonight, and the Holbrook Roadrunners then in the next round of the playoffs will draw Valley Christian. Valley is the number 8 seed. Don't believe it. Valley is the second best team in the state. Third best at worst, okay? So that's a big challenge for Holbrook. Look at that. Holbrook works hard. They get into the section tournament. They get into the section championship game. All that work, and they get to play Valley Christian in the second round of the playoffs. By the way, if they can get by Valley, that might set up a rematch with Blue Ridge in the quarterfinals on February 26th. But enough on that. Let's talk about Alchesay. We mentioned with their win tonight, a final score 54-40 over Window Rock. Alchesay gets to take on Kinley, the number 3 seed of the tournament. That'll be this Friday night, 7 p.m. at Ganado High School. So there you go. What else is left to discuss? Thatcher and Bisbee playing tonight. The winner of that game faces Blue Ridge at Payson High School, 7 p.m. this Friday night. That's a game we'll call regardless of who Blue Ridge plays. We will have a double header on Friday night. First we'll have the Snowflake game, Snowflake Winslow. That tips off at 5. Follow that at 7 o'clock. Blue Ridge taking on either Thatcher or Bisbee. We don't have the final on their game. That one should be finished by about now. So there it is. That's what it looks like coming up. Saturday we'll have a girls basketball matchup for you on the radio as well. We just don't know what that looks like because we haven't seen the first round completed on the girls' side just yet. And then next week we'll continue to follow all these teams onto the state tournament in Glendale. I want to thank Derek Simmons for all the help that he gives and provides. Harrison DeClay for his assistance tonight on our broadcast as well. A great job. Thank you to Colby Maxwell, who keeps us informed and up to date and lets us know what's going on here so that we can pass that information along to you as well out there as you are listening to our broadcasts. Final score tonight in Alchesay, the Falcons with the big victory, and you got to love it tonight. They beat Window Rock by a final of 54-40. 54-40, the final score from here, and they move on to the next round of the playoffs. Until next time, until tomorrow night from Monument Valley, this is Floyd Simmons thanking you for being a part of it with us and saying good night, everybody. Northland Basketball presented by Sports Zone Radio. We'll see you next time.
Triple Threat High School sports coverage. Radio, TV, internet. Only at Power 95.7.